everyone, welcome back to another episode of Off Air with Kristen and Casey. I'm Kristen, he's Casey, and thank you to Food City for always sponsoring our podcast.
Our first podcast of the month of March.
Yes.
It is here. Spring is in the air.
You can feel it.
Weather's a little warmer. They say it could snow later this week.
That's terrible. This is why, unpopular opinion, this is why I hate spring. It's my least favorite of all the seasons.
Because of the weather changes.
I think we've discussed this before, but yeah. I just hate the back and forth because you get these beautiful days like today where it's 65 and you're like, oh, I'm a changed person. And then Thursday hits, back to cold and snow. I hate it.
I think this is the most dressed I've ever been for off air because typically we do this in the evenings, like in between the 6 o'clock show and like the 10 o'clock. And usually I take the tie off, but we're doing this earlier than we normally do in the afternoons. I already have it on. So I think this is the most dressed I've ever been for off air.
Thank you for dressing up for the occasion.
Yes. Hopefully you guys notice
we really
as well.
Appreciate that.
Spring is in the air. We have, again, March. Our good friend, coworker, Rebecca Pepin, sent us an email earlier today with an interesting topic she said you guys should talk about on the podcast. So we're going to lead off with it. Today. It was, which I did not know this, but Friday, March the 7th is National Cereal Day.
Ooh.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Okay.
No, but I feel like there's a national day for everything.
There is, and we usually run a lot of them on the news, but we probably maybe will do this on Friday, but National Cereal Day is on Friday. So this Vegas Insider website analyzed America's favorite cereal brands in honor of this day. They used Google Keyword Planner. The top 12 cereals were ranked based on the average search volumes over the last 12 months. That's how they determined this. Number one, Cheerios. Most popular cereal in the United States.
Cheerios.
Why? Because it's too plain for you?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm going to pick a cereal like to have the best ever, I'm not picking Cheerios. I mean, now.
What's your pick? If you would have a bowl of cereal tomorrow morning, only could be one cereal, what are you going with?
Cocoa Pebbles. That's not even on the list, I bet.
No.
Not fruity. Cocoa.
Yeah.
It's so good because then the milk gets all chocolatey and then you can drink. It's like drinking chocolate milk at the end. It's so good. Though, honestly, I've not eaten cereal, I think, since I was pregnant. And I ate an unusual amount of cereal when I was pregnant. I don't know what it was. Anything. But I could not, it wasn't even like, I could not function without a bowl of cereal. I don't know what it was. I think it was like the milk. But I ate so many boxes of cereal. I had
one of your cravings.
Yes. I mean, wow. I could eat it in the morning. I could eat it in the evening. And now I'm like, I never even think about anymore. Cereal.
I've always been a cereal person. I mean, growing up kid, I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Lucky Charms. I mean, those are probably two of my favorite that I remember. Certainly, as I got older, I mean, Cheerios was a big staple.
You like Cheerios, don't you?
But I do. But my favorite, probably the last, 5-7 years was oatmeal squares. Like but then they had a recall like maybe about a year or two ago. I don't know. I can't remember what the reason was, but then they've been wiped off the face of the planet. I can't. They're not the stores anymore. Oatmeal squares by Quaker. I think it was Quaker Oats.
I'm gonna look this up really fast.
Yeah, oatmeal squares. They had brown sugar. They had cinnamon. Flavor.
Okay. Did you like the brown sugar or the cinnamon kind?
Brown sugar. Yeah, that's what. That was my go-to.
Oh no! Like the Quaker.
Yeah, Quaker. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, they're not in the stores anymore.
That's so boring.
But I guess I could order them online. It looks like if they're showing up.
It says that they have it at Target, and you can get it today at Walmart. So
okay. But they don't have them at.
I feel like there is a square cereal, but I can't think of what it is.
It's not actually pretty
it's
good.
Like it's a Graham something.
I'm not sure about that.
Graham. It's like a Graham square cereal. I'm gonna look it up because I think that Golden Grahams.
Oh yeah, that's what I was
thinking
like
at first.
Squares.
That's pretty good.
See, oatmeal squares I thought a little healthier for you.
God.
but then in lieu of that, I've been going with Cheerios, and then every now and then maybe a Special K.
Just the regular Cheerios,
Honey Nut.
not Honey Nut.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay,
yeah, Honey Nut.
okay,
Yeah. No,
Honey Nut. I take
yeah.
it back. Virginia's favorite cereal is Honey Nut Cheerios. That's a little better.
Yeah.
But just the plain, boring
No,
Cheerio.
no, I've always Honey Nut. But here's the list. Top 12 they have ranked Cheerios. Now it just says Cheerios. It doesn't say if it's regular or Honey Nut.
I hope it's Honey Nut.
Cheerios is number 1. Lucky Charms is number 2. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is 3. Fruity Pebbles 4. Frosted Flakes, then Fruit Loops, Rice Krispies, Corn Flakes, Raisin Bran, Special K, Trix, and then Captain Crunch is number 12.
I would venture to say that Raisin Bran is better than Oatmeal Squares.
Oatmeal Squares didn't make it, but they maybe a couple years ago.
Why?
Maybe a couple years ago, this study would have been different. But again, they had some issues for a while. They were pulled off the shelves, and that impacted me a lot.
That really hurt.
I was like, I hate my cereal.
Oh,
that was like every morning I would have a bowl of cereal because I'm a breakfast person. I have to eat breakfast, and cereal I would say like probably 80% of the time is what I would eat.
So on that list, you said Rice Krispies too. Do you remember there was a cereal when I was young, and it was Rice Krispies, but it was like Rice Krispie cluster ones. It wasn't just the little flaky things. It was like clusters, and it had like marshmallow, like to put all the little clusters together, and that was.
I feel like that would get stuck in your teeth.
I'm gonna look this up too. That one was good too. It was like Rice Krispie cereal.
Here's a question: how many different types of flavors of Cheerios do you think there are? Because they have a little write-up about
a lot.
I'm surprised at how many.
That's what it was. Rice Krispie treats. That was good. That was so good. See, it was like in a big fat cluster.
How many types of Cheerios do you think there are?
10.
15.
Oh,
15 different flavors to choose from. Yeah.
I don't know. I just know Honey Nut and plain. But if it's
there's like strawberry. I think there's like maybe some chocolate. There's there's a bunch of.
Do you still eat cereal though?
I do. Yeah.
So you have like a box at home right now?
Not right now because we just moved. That could be another topic.
Yeah, go ahead and segue to that.
Oatmeal though is kind of what I've moved to now. I'd say that's what I have. I would say maybe 70% of the week I try and have a bowl of oatmeal for breakfast.
That's pretty healthy.
Yeah.
I do smoothies.
Also very healthy.
Or a protein shake.
Yeah.
Or a protein smoothie.
Then you get double credit, right?
That's usually what I do.
Yeah.
That's my usual go-to breakfast. So that's what I had today. I had scoop of protein powder, half a banana, some mango, little coconut milk.
Fancy over here.
So
mango
good.
And coconut milk.
Yeah, vanilla protein.
High class.
Sometimes I add, if I'm getting crazy, I add a scoop of protein yogurt too. Double the protein.
Sounds like you can open up your own berry bowl shop at the house.
I do that a lot. Yeah. I have a lot of smoothie making utensils. So.
Okay.
Oh, let's segue though. You moved.
Yes, yeah, we did move.
Congrats.
Thank you. Bought our first house.
Woohoo.
As a old married couple now of.
And you will never be the
months.
same again.
Yes.
You will be spending money for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's already started. The process has already started. That's just not even the mortgage and all that stuff. But obviously it's very exciting. That new chapter.
So what's the address?
Yeah, it is. Bleep, beep, bleep, beep, beep. Yeah. Oh, sorry. That part got bleeped out. But very exciting. Everything went smooth, as smooth as it can, moving with, multiple closings and all that stuff. So fortunate about that, but there's excitement, certainly moving, anticipation, but it's nerve wracking. It's overwhelming in some senses. There's just a lot of moving parts, but a lot of wonderful people that help you along the way in various departments and everything.
So do you still have to unpack a bunch of stuff? That's the worst part.
Yeah, a little bit. We did a lot over the weekend. Kind of just took it in stages. But yeah, it's exciting. And the dog had to get used to new surroundings. Bristol was going around every room and sniffing the corners. Like she was doing a perimeter sniff for every room to get her new surroundings and everything.
Does she like it?
I think so. Yeah.
Does she have a yard?
Yeah. Yeah. We have to get a fence though. We need to build a fence. So we can let her out.
Labor of love.
And then not have to worry about taking her on a walk all the time. So, but yes, it's exciting, new chapter. And, Yeah, so it'll be good. And yeah, so it was
So
very
fun.
exhausting weekend, long weekend. Had no TV access, no internet until Monday. So I was like back in the Stone Ages for a few days, which was kind of nice because we were so busy. So it was nice to not worry about, oh, I'm going to sit down and watch a ball game for half an hour, and then it turns into 2 hours. And so that it couldn't happen. Didn't have that excuse, the rationale. So it was good. Got all the major things done, and now we have a lot of projects to do. But it can be on our time now rather than on like we got to get out of here by this day or
Yep.
So
And there always will be a project.
I know.
Just so you know.
Go buy a lawnmower. That's another big thing I had to do because we lived in a townhouse before, so we didn't have to worry about doing lawn maintenance. So I was looking some different types of lawnmowers. Yes, I don't mind. It's not a huge yard, so I can definitely do a push.
Are you going to do a push, or are you going to do a riding mower?
No. I'm not going to be a John Deere riding guy. No, it's not that big. I'm going to be a push mower, and I think I'm going to go electric. I don't want a gas one. You got to fill up and run to the gas cans and all that stuff.
You fancy.
Will you have a gas mower? You guys have a gas mower?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't do the mowing.
You don't do the lawn, yeah.
So I couldn't tell you. No, I do the flower planting.
Okay.
I enjoy that.
But as far as
we do have that.
Yeah.
But I don't do that either.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to get a weed whacker too. But I'm going to start with the lawnmower first, and then we can add on a weed whacker later.
You should just get yourself the John Deere riding mower.
It would not be needed. Trust me.
Maybe we can share it.
Share it?
Yeah, like you use it one weekend, and then I'll use it the next. And
I'd say we probably have a very similar. I know you haven't been to our place, but I've been obviously to your house. I think the yards are size-wise probably pretty similar. Yours might be.
So we don't need it.
A little bigger. So I don't think we need John Deere.
But my husband had to have that one time. We had one.
For your current house?
Yeah, we had a 0-turn John Deere mower that he it was ridiculous for our half an acre yard.
You sold it?
Yes. Yeah, because it was insane. Well, my husband was like, I think it was, what was it, last summer or the summer before? He was like, I'm going to be healthier, so I need to get out and do some exercise. So he's out there pushing now too. Okay, good. Because he was like, this gives me my exercise in the summer, and then he feels like he doesn't have to work out because he can just push the mower.
Cut the grass. All right, I get that.
But yeah, it took him a lot longer. It takes him a lot longer with the push mower than it does to ride around. It took like 2 seconds on the riding mower, and it was nice, but I never used it, but
yeah, maybe that when that mansion comes down the line here, maybe you'll need the riding mower again.
Yeah, whenever I make it real big here, and I'm a millionaire.
Yeah, then you'll have, but then you can hire someone to cut your grass for you.
That's right. So we ran a couple of different times in the show this week and last week that Starbucks is going through some major cost cutting.
Okay.
To increase profitability.
Wow, that's a big word.
It is. That they're cutting a lot of drinks. So you're not going to get to see some of your favorite drinks anymore. So some of the things that are going away are the iced matcha lemonade, the Royal English breakfast tea latte, a number of different frappuccinos. So I just want to know, how do you feel about that?
Well, we did have, was it matcha? We had matcha. You brought that on.
I brought matcha.
Matcha on the podcast. That was one of the things we tried a couple months ago, and it was okay. It wasn't,
matcha will still be around at Starbucks, though.
But not a lemonade. Matcha lemonade is what they're getting rid of.
Matcha lemonade. But, okay, to delve even deeper, because I'm on TikTok, so I'm on the Starbucks side of TikTok. What I've heard is some of these things will still be available if you ask for it. They're just removing it from the menu. But you can still ask for a matcha lemonade, and they can make it if they have the ingredients.
Are you one of those people where a list of 25 things on a menu is not good enough for you, that you need the special, I see all these options, but I want this. Can you make me this? It's not on the menu?
No, I don't necessarily do that, but I do ask for customization of my drinks. And so that makes my husband laugh. He's like, you might as well just order a peanut butter jelly latte because you sound ridiculous ordering that. So my typical order, right now, if I were to get one right now, I think I would do a venti iced caramel macchiato with just 3 pumps of vanilla.
I could not repeat that back. If you gave me $100 bill on the table and said it's yours, if you could repeat this order, I could not have done it. Couldn't do it
right now.
Can't do it.
So I just ask, though, for a little less flavoring, because I think a lot of the drinks are a little too sweet. So I get half
All
the
right.
pumps, but I know how many go
So
in each
regular
drink because I'm a
6
psycho.
pumps.
Hmm. So I just get 3.
I guess I'll open this box as you started. I mean, years ago, you had a Starbucks problem. I was looking for an intervention group,
Hmm.
if we could have a
I
help
did.
group or something. Kristen had a problem. She wasn't. There was other people that were co-conspirators with her that worked here at WCYB. One of them still was here, I believe. The other one is not. I know that was on her like little group there. They had to get their fix of Starbucks, but you have since
I'm a changed
changed your
woman.
ways, and how do you now go about getting your fix without having to go in line and pay for it
Hmm.
every day?
So I have changed my ways, and there was a number of different things that went into this decision. But I got a little mad at Starbucks because I was a loyal customer, okay? Loyal. I mean, we're talking once a day, sometimes on the weekends twice a day. So I loved it. Loved it. Still occasionally we'll get a drink from there if we're traveling or whatnot. But I got mad because they raised their prices, which, okay, I get because everyone was raising prices. That's kind of how the economy was going. But then they changed the rewards program. So it used to be like every 10 drinks, you got a free one. And it's free whatever you want, the biggest size, whatever. Now it's like 20 drinks. I don't know that. Don't quote me. Starbucks, don't get mad. But now it's like double the amount to get a free one. So I kind of got mad because it was like, to me, it felt like they were punishing their local customers like me, loyal customers. So what I did is I bought myself an espresso machine.
Why go to Starbucks when
Crazy.
you can have Starbucks
You can have one
in
at
your
your house,
kitchen? Yeah.
but I'm not a fan of the pod system. Like I had one of those before where you get the pods and you put it in like a Keurig. Not a fan. Don't think it tastes the same. Like I want it to taste like Starbucks. So I bought a real espresso machine where you grind your own beans. You have to adjust the grind size to fit each bag of beans because each bag of beans is roasted differently. So you have to like adjust the grind size to whatever the bag of beans is. And then I like tamp it in there and put it in the machine. And then I froth the milk every
A
morning.
labor of love, it sounds like to me. This is a true labor of love for Kristen.
It is. But it makes me so happy.
Well, there you
And
go.
and
Hey,
I'm not spending a
nearly as much
million
money.
no,
No.
because like a bag of beans costs you like 13 bucks maybe and I can get
And you've already paid for the machine and then some because how
Mhm.
much you use it. I mean, you've gotten your money's worth and then
Yes.
some.
And if you're listening to this and you're thinking, "Kristen, you're right. I need to do this." The best thing to do is just open a credit card at like Best Buy where you get like the 30% off for opening the card and then put it on that and then you get zero interest on the card for 12 months and then you just pay it off in a year and be done with it. That's what I
Oh,
did.
okay.
So I got a really good price on it and I paid it off in a year. I did, I divided the payments out and now I have Starbucks at home. Even better,
I
actually.
don't drink coffee, but I know Starbucks has other things, and I've been there for I've had muffins or a hot chocolate or a drink or whatever. But I couldn't tell you the exact number, but I would almost guarantee that I've been to Starbucks less than 20 times in my entire life.
I wish I knew how many times.
Yeah,
It'd be a lot. They
you
used to do that. You know how like Spotify
they would tell you
or
how many times you've been there.
yes, they used to tell you. And it was like a Starbucks Wrapped is what they called it. And
Yeah,
they would tell you how many times you went there and like how many drinks you ordered. And it was kind of embarrassing for me.
yeah, I would say probably less than 20 times in my entire life. And I'm 40 years old, so you're talking like once every 2 years on average. And of course, not definitely the first.
But you don't drink coffee either.
No,
So that's
no, but I
that's
mean, I've had
different.
like breakfast sandwiches there, like I know muffins or like a hot chocolate or a green tea, something like that. Have
A
had on
matcha.
occasion. Not a matcha, no, definitely
You
not.
need to come to Kristen's Cafe and
Yeah, oh
try a
got to get invited first. I won't
come
be
on over.
impolite,
You're invited to
just show
Kristen's
up.
Cafe
All right.
anytime, and I'll make you a white chocolate mocha. Maybe you like it.
Uh, Liam Bridgman here, he's a big
He's a matcha drinker.
matcha guy. Yeah, and he swears by it. The lemonade.
And he does
So,
a
right.
scoop of matcha in his lemonade.
Yeah. Yeah, he's big by that. When we did this podcast, when we tried out, he was very impressed with us that we
Yeah.
tried that.
I'm impressed with him for liking the matcha.
Yeah, and I definitely no, I'm not. But yeah, Starbucks. I'm glad you had that story. Read it every time it was on news because I can't pronounce half these things. And then what was the other? There's another story the other day that you had to read. I'm glad you did that because I don't know half of what we're talking
what
about.
the drinks or
And
whatever.
and the
it was.
Oscars are talking, like the movie Nora. I've never heard of this movie that won the best.
I actually haven't heard that either.
That's, for you not to hear about it. You're more on the know and in the know than I am on things like that. I've heard of Wicked because I never saw it, but obviously
you need to see that.
and with all the commercials. But yeah, Nora, never heard of it.
Wicked's wonderful.
And then I guess the Bob Dylan movie, the Timothy Chalamet was. I think he didn't win, but I had heard of that and seen all the commercials for that movie. But I don't think I probably saw any of those movies. But yeah, we read something the other day about the Oscar recap, and I was like, I had never heard of this movie as the best picture. But when you didn't either, that made me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I didn't. I actually hadn't heard of that movie, and I was sad that I felt like Wicked didn't receive the credit that it was due because that was a great movie.
Great movie.
Great. You need to watch it.
Well, before we get to our snack, just want to remind you, we talked about this last week. We are in March Madness, right around the corner. Selection Sunday, about 10 days away. So again, we are going to do a bracket on the podcast here. So we will figure out, it'll be not next week. It'll be the week after the bracket will come out. So Kristen and I will fill out a bracket. We'll put it on the podcast for you guys to check out. We want you to send us your bracket. And then we'll come up with something to, whether a shout out, maybe we get the winner, maybe have as a guest on the podcast. And
That'd be fun.
Whoever has the best score of our
come hang out
our
with us
viewers,
in the studio
or over Zoom. Yeah, whatever. I don't know if we have to get that cleared off, having visitors, but if not in person, maybe over Zoom, we'll have you on the podcast or something like that, or a shout out, whatever. We'll come up with something. But so we want you to be on the lookout for that. And we'll have to figure out people smarter than us to figure out how we can get access to your all's brackets and, have a scoreboard, leaderboard, and all that stuff. But March 16th is Selection Sunday. So it's not this Sunday. It is the following Sunday. And then the tournament will start, I think, on that Thursday, the 20th. So we're just about 2 weeks away from the start of March Madness. Very exciting.
It's going to be fun.
This is a busy week. Of course, any ETSU fans, if you're going to support the Bucks, they're playing in Asheville, the SoCon tournament.
Go Bucks.
The women play on Thursday afternoon. If they win, they play Friday. Then the championship would be Sunday if they make it that far. The men don't play until Saturday, 6 o'clock. So I'm sure a lot of people, since the men don't play till Saturday, you don't have to worry about work. If you go to Asheville, support ETSU. The men play at 6 o'clock on Saturday against Wofford. If they win, then they would play Sunday. And then the championship is on Monday night in Asheville.
Exciting. So
not that far, especially from Johnson City. That's like 45 minutes.
And it's great to watch.
ETSU has usually the best attended crowd. They're certainly the closest of, but Wofford and Furman travel very well. Chattanooga does. They're the number one seed on the men's side. So yeah, it should be a good tournament in Asheville, and hopefully ETSU. If not, both men and women, maybe one of them can make the in-state tournament. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. All right, let's get some snacks going.
Okay, for our snacks. So if you were to guess what I would say is your favorite snack, what would I say?
Goldfish.
You got it.
Which it was years ago. Because I would bring it my lunch, and I would bring some baked.
I used to make fun of him for it because you're 40 years old.
I wasn't 40 when I was eating goldfish. I was maybe 30 back when I was eating goldfish.
Okay, 30, and he would bring his little goldfish as a snack.
With my sandwich, my turkey sandwich.
Anyways, I was shopping around, and did you know there's a new goldfish flavor?
I did not.
There is, so we're going to try it. You grab it. I brought a drink, too.
Okay.
So, the new flavor, limited edition butterbeer. Harry Potter.
Okay.
Have you ever seen any of the Harry Potter movies?
No.
Oh, my God.
I rode the ride at Universal, though, Harry Potter.
That absolutely...
I really enjoyed that.
Really hurts me that you've never seen Harry Potter. It's just the best. Okay, so there'll be somebody out there that's like, Kristen's a witch because she watches Harry Potter, but whatever.
Or someone will say, I don't know what I'm missing because I haven't watched any of them.
So it says, reveal your spell-binding treat. Harry Potter, butterbeer, goldfish.
All right. Look at graham crackers.
They smell good. You don't like it?
This does not taste like a goldfish. This tastes like a graham cracker.
That's true.
This is not goldfish.
They're cute. They're little. There's like a butterbeer.
Yeah, it says goldfish, but
and a fish.
Just if you get these, it's like more like a graham cracker than it is a goldfish. Just know that going in.
Butterscotch flavor.
But it's not bad.
I love them.
It's just not a goldfish. I think it's false advertising.
It is a goldfish because it's a goldfish.
It should say graham cracker goldfish.
Oh, it does say baked grams.
Look at that.
Well, what do you think on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'll give it a 5.
A 5? That's it?
No.
Oh, I think that's like a 7.5. That's a good snack. All right. There's also a new Coke out.
Oh.
I am on a mission to find a soda where
bring in a root beer then. That's my. I like root beer.
I want one day for you to be like, I'm gonna go pick up a 6-pack of that. You know?
Bring a root beer.
Yeah, but would you ever go buy a 6-pack of root beer?
Probably not. I just buy one. I buy one though. There's no pop, and it's not soda. I call it pop.
Everything is Coke because I'm from Georgia. And as you know, that's the only option. And so this is the new Coke. It is orange cream flavored. What do you think? Do you like orange?
Yeah, I mean, I like oranges. I don't.
Do you like orange Coke?
Coke? Never had it.
And I got the sugar version. There is a zero version, which I probably would enjoy better because I'm typically a diet soda drinker. But here we go.
Not
give
a
you
lot.
A good, good big
not.
pour right there. For someone who doesn't like the graham crackers, you sure are eating a lot of them.
I wanted to get another taste. I still say 5, but
cheers.
Orange cream soda.
Orange cream Coke.
Orange cream pop.
That's really good. What do you think?
I got 3. It's a bad aftertaste.
Oh my gosh. It tastes like Coke. Honestly, I will say I was a little worried about this. Oh, it's orange vanilla flavored. I was a little worried of it because I thought the orange was going to be very overpowering because I feel like orange is one of those flavors that just like hits orange you in vanilla, the face. Yeah. But that's pretty good. It's like a slight orange.
Oh my God.
I think it's good. I give it an 8.
Don't leave that sugar.
No, we don't.
We'll be bouncing off the walls here tonight. No, I can't tell you the last time I drank a Coke. Or today. Pepsi. Yeah, today. Before today. Whatever you make me drink something on here, but not my cup of tea. Now
you've tried the new orange cream Coke. A 3 for me.
What'd you give it?
That's so sad. Like an 8.
An 8?
Yeah, that's good.
Ooh.
Listen, I will always give Coke a high rating. Everything they do is perfect.
All right.
I just don't understand how you don't love a Coke. Like, there's nothing better than a Coke. There's nothing more American than a regular Coca-Cola.
You're speaking like a true Georgia girl, right?
I mean, it just is. Like, just a baseball game with a hot dog and a Coke. You know? There's nothing better than that. God bless the USA.
I'd say a slice of apple pie would be better than that. That's as American as you can get apple pie.
No.
I can't help. I tell you, when I told you we went to the hockey game a couple weeks ago. We were in Pittsburgh, and I cannot get away from. I go to a ball game. I have to get nachos. That's
just like the cheese.
Just the cheese,
like just the plain, like the little circle.
Yes,
nacho
chips.
With the.
I don't want jalapenos
the
on it.
The cheese that they press from the big giant.
No, usually it's like a scoop. Now I don't think it's like the.
No, I think it's that.
No. I like ballpark stadium nachos. That's a.
My ice cream man used to have those when I was a kid. Like, he came around and he had those kind of nachos. So sometimes I would get those nachos from the ice cream man. Just fun fact.
Interesting, yeah.
I mean, that's
if you go to like a football game or a hockey game, because it's kind of cool there. I'm not big in the nachos at a baseball game if it's super hot, because then you get even hotter. Like,
it's a hot dog and a Coke.
I'd rather get ice cream than at the ball game.
Do they still have Cracker Jacks at ball games?
Can you baseball actually get games, that? I think at baseball games you can. Yeah,
that's probably a pretty American snack to have too at a ball game.
Yeah.
I love the snack bar though at the ball game.
You would be a good like vendor at games. We're going down the aisles like beer here,
bear here,
or cotton candy, and then you got to pass it down the line. And now
hot dog, get your hot dog.
You remember back? I know you may not remember, but I go to games like go to Pirate games, and if somebody wanted cotton candy and you're in seat 11 and the guy's in the aisle,
I remember
he
that.
passes it down, then you pass the money, then the change goes back. You don't do that anymore. Now it's card.
Yep, only.
Cash. So many stadiums are cashless now.
Yeah, the Falcons is that way.
Yeah,
no cash. I was
know.
like, what? So funny that you mentioned that because my grandfather, we had season tickets to the Atlanta Falcons growing up. So I had been to so many Atlanta Falcons games because that was his thing, and he would always take us, and it was kind of like a family thing that we would do together. But my grandfather used to say when I was young, he was like, I never got to see the games when you were young because there was always a vendor, standing there in front of us like with some kind of something because I was getting Dippin' Dots and whatever.
You were there for the food.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I was like, whatever. But then, obviously, as I grew up, I got more into the game and less into the snacks. But well, I think that's another episode for us.
First one of March. Let's end it. You can finish off your graham crackers and your orange Coke. Thanks for bringing another treat. Thanks for watching this week. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, I guess you never know what's going to happen, but that is certainly our plan. But then again, the week after that will be our big March Madness one. We will do our brackets before we do the podcast so we can show it to you guys and then make sure, again, we get that to us. So we'll have some fun with March Madness coming up here in a couple of weeks. But have a great weekend. Be safe. And we will talk to you guys next week. Thanks again to Food City for sponsoring Off Air. And thank you all for watching.